I always get really nervous when I start these videos. I don't know how. Okay, so for any of you who are new to my channel, hello, my name is Sarah, and this is a series that I have created on this channel called Sarah Speaks, where I just kind of sit down or stand sometimes, but I just felt like sitting today. Basically, I just kind of rant a little bit and I speak, of course, a little bit more personally and just more chilled out than I normally would. So as of this week, I got to finish all of my finals for the semester, and now it's officially summer break. I will say this though, my only goal for this semester was to not have any like anxiety or panic attacks, which is kind of like a low standard, but hear me out. I did 2 shows this semester. I did my school's musical and I was in the dance concert. That's a lot on a person, especially if they're a full-time student, part-time employee. I work on the weekends and I was doing school and I had rehearsals for both shows going on kind of at the same time. It was a lot, I'm not gonna lie. It didn't really like burden me as much, but it was a lot for me to take on. And I knew that going into the shows, and I'm super stoked and so glad that I did not like have any huge breakdowns during any of the shows. I feel like I did have like a mental breakdown this semester, but it wasn't because of the shows. I feel like it was just little things here and there that got built up, and then I just ended up not having a fun time. So I'm not actually diagnosed by a doctor with anxiety or anything like that. It's just that it's been happening to me for a couple of years now. The first time I ever had like a huge anxiety attack was when I did Urinetown a couple of years ago. I feel like it was 2 years ago. The first time I think I actually started getting a panic attack was at work. I was working a different job. I was doing the musical and I was doing school full-time, and literally did not have a day off for a couple of months. So that really took a toll on me mentally, and just like my essence just felt weighed down by all of these responsibilities that I had. I didn't make time for myself and I wasn't fully enjoying all the things that I was doing. Basically, if I wasn't at school, I was at work, and if I wasn't at work, I was at school, and depending on what was happening, I was either in class or doing homework or in rehearsal. Like I was barely home, resting and sleeping or eating properly, or eating sometimes. That was something else. There was a day at work where I just started feeling that breathing was a difficult thing for me to do, so I looked up like what happens when it hurts to breathe or you can't breathe or something like that, and then anxiety came up and I was all, oh no, this cannot happen. So I looked up solution. I think I'm like WebMD. So I went to the bathroom and I sat for like 10 seconds breathing. The owner was like, you don't seem okay. He didn't say it, but I could kind of sense that he was seeing that I did not seem all right. So he let me go home early, which I didn't even go home because right after work I had to go straight to class. So I ended up just going to school. And then the actual major breakdown was kind of bad, but it was the night before opening night of Urinetown. During our intermission, because we would just run the show as if it was an actual show, even though we didn't really have an audience. During our intermission, I like couldn't breathe. Like breathing was not happening. I thought it was just me being dehydrated, but I hadn't really eaten a lot that day. It was a long day. I think I had work and I had classes and then I had rehearsal that night. So if I don't drink water and eat properly, that does not good things to a person. I ended up just trying to go outside and get air, and that wasn't enough. So I was crying, and then I ended up just laying down on the floor and just needing to relax my body and my mind. That was the first time I ever had like a huge panic attack or anxiety attack. And then I had one the next semester while I was trying to juggle 2 shows as well. A smaller show and then a show I did at school. And then last semester during the dance concert, it was again the last night before opening. What is it with me and like the night before opening? What the heck? I was in 2 dance pieces, one after the other, and it was closing the show. And so during the quick change before the second to the last piece written to the last one, I kind of broke down for like 30 seconds, and as I was being quick changed and helped out by everyone who was around me, I was crying and it was hard for me to breathe, but then I went out and danced. But ever since last semester, I wanted to have just no anxiety attacks. Unfortunately, I failed last semester. But this semester was pretty alright. I didn't really have any anxiety, no panic attacks, which was great. But I thought I would just share with you all that part of my story, that part of my life, just because I don't know if anybody else suffers with that alongside of me, being an actor and juggling life, and especially if you're a student who's trying to be an actor and taking that very seriously. I know Patty Murin recently called off a show on Broadway. She's playing Anna, Princess Anna in Frozen on Broadway. She had to call off a day and was like, hey man, I'm mentally not okay, so I can't do this. And the thing is, it's not necessarily that, you know, oh, I can't go on, I'm having anxiety. You know yourself, I feel like. You can understand how much you can take on as a person, and so if your day is not going so great, and you know that mentally you're not fine, calling something off should not be something that would make you feel pressured. Does that make sense? In some cases, that's not an option. Like when I was at school and I was doing the shows, I couldn't just call off an entire show. One, because my part's not that big, so someone could easily just take on my lines. But I will say, within these past 2 years, I believe, you know, kind of experiencing these things that are a part of my life for now, I did learn a few things, and I picked up some things that I could take on for myself, and I wanted to share with you guys. One, I feel that it's important for anyone who suffers with anxiety to understand what causes it and how to kind of eliminate it, or if you can't fully eliminate it, like make it not as big. If it's some small responsibility, like some things you can pass up. I'm gonna let this plane fly by. Safe travels. Have fun. If you're going to New York, take me with you. Another thing would be to take time for yourself. If you know you need to take a day off, don't feel obligated to just keep going. That happened to me this semester with that one day I was just not alright. I just took a day off because I felt pressured from myself, from people around me, just built up drama from school. Colleges have drama, alright? I just felt weighed down, where I ended up crying at Starbucks. It happens. So yeah, I took a day off. I thought I could wait a couple days, and then I figured that I couldn't. And another tip along the lines of that is to have a really good support system. Have a solid group of friends that you know will be there for you if you need someone to listen to what you have to say, or if you have any like questions. Like I have a solid group of friends that I actually have a group chat with, and that one day that I was not feeling okay, where I ended up crying at Starbucks, I texted that group chat and I asked, when you guys aren't feeling too great mentally, what do you guys do to relieve stress, or what do you guys do to help yourself out? And they give me tips. They were asking me if I was okay. They were checking up on me and seeing what was going on, and I felt that they were trustworthy enough, and I felt safe with them to let them know what was going on with me mentally and just in my life. And they're a part of my life, and I see them at school, and so I just gave it to them. I was like, here's what's happening. And they made me feel comfortable about taking this day off, because the day I took off, I actually enjoyed the classes I was going to. I had not missed a day, so they were like, dude, it's not a big deal. You need to take care of yourself. And one thing that my friend Savannah told me, who was in that circle, is basically she was saying, you are a great friend to other people, and you also need to be your own best friend. So I like to take care of my friends. I like to help them out as much as I can. If someone has a problem, I will help them, to a point where I feel like I take it onto myself as if it was my personal responsibility, even though it has nothing to do with me. So if I am that way towards my friends, I need to be that same way with myself. So if I have a problem, I need to make sure that I'm good, and I need to take care of myself just as much as I do my friends that are in need. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I hope you can relate somehow, and if you can, please let me know in the comments below your thoughts, opinions, feelings. If you have any other tips on performing with anxiety and how to deal with and how to cope with, please help us out. Be greatly appreciated. Also, channel announcement time. I will be starting a new series on this channel called For Real Talk, where I will be interviewing my friends about their passions, their life, how they got to where they are, and I just kind of want to expose awesome people on this channel and collaborate in a different way. And that's it. Thanks for watching this video, and subscribe if you want to see more, and subscribe for the new series that's coming up. Also, you can follow me on social media. All the links are done in the down bar below. And that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!